Durham, Oregon. Thanks for joining me on Pacific Northwest News and Entertainment. We're here at Chinook Casino Resort. So excited to be with Cliff and BoBo from Finding Bigfoot. The Bigfoot Convention's going on this weekend, so you still have plenty of time to come down and join the fun. So there's escape rooms, all kinds of great things. So first of all, Cliff, tell us a little bit about your adventure here on the coast this weekend.
Well, I just got here today, actually. I've been working my butt off all week long at the North American Bigfoot Center. My wife and I are opening a Bigfoot museum outside of Portland, Oregon, so I spend far too much time there. But I did break away to come down to the coast, have a couple days of talking to people at the merch table and hanging out with the BoBos and people like you, etc. So that's my now.
All right, BoBo, what are you doing here this weekend? Having some fun with us.
To tell you?
Yeah.
I'm here for the Bigfoot. What do they call it? Festival or
Festival,
conference?
convention, conference.
Extravaganza?
I'd say extravaganza.
Yeah.
Bigfoot at the beach.
Yeah, I just found out Robert Alley's going to be here, noted author from Southeast Alaska. He's got the Raincoat Sasquatch book, which is one of my all-time favorites. I just found out he's here. So, some cool displays, and Cliff's got his mobile museum. Right? You got that here?
Yeah, it's here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm looking forward. I just love the Oregon coast, so I'm glad to be here.
We're very glad to have you. So the museum, the mobile museum's here. Let's talk about that. When's it going to open?
If everything goes right, which it never does, but if everything goes right, we're looking at opening in about 3 or 4 weeks maximum. So basically by the end of July, our doors will be open. So yeah, anybody who's in the Portland, Oregon area, come check it out.
And you guys have a podcast that you're doing now, right?
Yeah, Bigfoot and Beyond.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
It's doing pretty good. I think we're around 50,000 listens now. We've got about 7 episodes up, maybe 8. And it comes out every Saturday night at midnight. So just subscribe. Yeah, it's Bigfoot and Beyond with Cliff and BoBo. And the Beyond part is we get so many, we're Bigfooters, but we get so many, especially last year, we get so many like Dogman reports. And like they're basically like werewolf reports, and so we're looking into that, and just anything strange. River serpents, lake serpents. People just got a lot of weird sightings. So diving into that. So it's kind of a learning experience for us and them. Whoever's listening.
That's great. And we were talking earlier about how you guys doing the show and doing these podcasts, how it's really made people kind of open up about what they're seeing, right?
Yeah, I know that when the show started, Finding Bigfoot on Animal Planet, like 8-9 years ago. About 9 years ago almost now. Only 20% of people that watched the show thought Bigfoot was real. They just watched it because they liked us, they liked the travel segments. And by the time the show ended, it was like 2/3 of people watched it believed in Bigfoot. But I don't know further. We've been in the Bigfoot game for a long time. Like we didn't just get it during the show. Like these kind of conferences, like basically didn't really happen to us before. But they're very popular. People that do Bigfooting, like researchers that do reports, they said the amount of people that just opened up, like felt okay to talk about it. But you know, witnesses at town hall meetings on the show talk about it. They said that their reports, like they had like a 2,000% increase in reports people submitted. A lot of them were really old, and they just held in for a long time. I started to call myself a Sasquatch psychologist.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so because people would be like, want to going to just talk about it and get it out. They were afraid to talk about it. Now people aren't so afraid to talk about it. The stigma is getting lifted.
And now it's really exciting when people see something unusual. They feel kind of validated a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just the fact that we're out there and we know these things are real and we're doing the research and we're talking to people lets other people know it's okay to have seen one of these things because they're perfectly normal. You know, I was up in Alaska a few weeks ago in this small native village, and one of the elders told me, it's like one of the great things about Finding Bigfoot is that it really validates like their stories in a way. You know, and that was a very, kind thing to say. Like, it touched me in a way, And the fact that we can be of service to people. Because a lot of people regret having seen Sasquatches or whatever. A lot of people say it's the worst thing that ever happened to them. But now, I mean, they kind of have an out,
Well, I know, as I said before in our interview, that my husband has seen, my daughter has heard knocks and howls and stuff. I haven't been so fortunate yet being the operative word, but it can also be kind of a scary experience, can't it?
Yeah, my first encounter, the scariest encounter I had, I didn't see him, but I had him growling, throwing things, and they rushed at me. And then the big one crept up behind me in the bushes and started growling at like 5 feet behind me. Just this guttural, thick, deep, low, very intimidating growl that got me out of there.
I'm done. So what is your, let's talk a little bit about some of your most memorable experiences.
Oh, there's too many for my memory. I only have so much RAM, and it's taken up by dumb stuff, unfortunately. But I mean, I do have a lot of great memories from the show and just Bigfooting for the last 25 years or so. I mean, a lot of my most memorable Bigfoot moments came before the show with Bobo, because Bobo and I have been friends for a long time, longer than the show had been in existence, that's for sure. And some of the greatest things that came from the show. I mean, I look back and say, yeah, it was a good experience. We got to go meet amazing people, see amazing things. I saw a Sasquatch while I was on the show and heard him a dozen or 2 times or more. But really, at the end of the day, my greatest loves, I mean, my dog came from the show and my wife came from the show. I met my wife on the show. So, I mean, I have no regrets about any of that. And like, my greatest memories are the ones that are ongoing with the things that are still in my life.
And your museum is in Boring, right?
Technically, we're in Boring, Oregon, and not a slam on anything else in Boring, but we're going to be the most exciting thing in Boring. But yeah, it's really on Highway 26 on the way to Mount Hood. If you're going anywhere from the general Portland, Oregon area to the mountain, you're passing right by the museum.
So tomorrow's kind of a big day. You've got a question and answer time for folks to come and talk to you, and a town hall, right?
Yeah.
So I hear.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Your husband was just telling, or no, the guy that works here.
The other Tony.
Yeah, he was telling us that these guys I heard about 20, 30 years ago, 2 native guys from the tribe here are going to come and share some of their stories. And I mean, like, I don't know if I might have been a long time ago, but I've heard of these guys, and they've got a ton of info. So I'm going to be learning something tomorrow too.
That's exciting, and there's always something to learn and do, so come on down here, Chinook Winds Casino Resort this weekend, and you go to the site right there on the outdoor page is a link to the museum, so you can get more information about that, and we'll be following that with the grand opening. Bobo, anything else you want to add?
Keep it squatching, people.
I love it. Cliff?
Bigfoot and Beyond podcast every Saturday night, Sunday morning. You know, you get to hear Bobo and I just hang out. Because believe it or not, on Finding Bigfoot, we had editors. And you get a little bit more candid view on who we actually are. So you'll probably enjoy it, you know.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
For Pacific Northwest News and Entertainment, I'm Kira Morgan.